Alright, so let's take Jim Model out here, his playbook, and see exactly what we know. So what I do know from prior Fox in the Box situations is that, well, firstly, what we all know about the cops, right? And I don't mean to say that the cops are racist. I'm saying that that's what's the presenting on this. So those are the cases. Those would be the situations when you don't teach it in school. And kids are kids. Kids are hard to be racist. They're fucking kids. They're vicious. They're fucking kids inside of there. Really anything through K through 12. They're brutally honest because they don't know shit. And when it looks weird to them, they're going to be all over it. The kids love weird shit, and it's great that they can slide out in school. So other things out here is we get another one about real estate. Sometimes the realtors, they are really kind of nasty about what is sensible and what is fair inside here. And I bring this in context next to Jim's playbook for the week because, well, to be fair, it'd be hard to be anything else idealized in the crazed ideology of this. Well, we'll see where this goes here in a minute in terms of the report. That's what we know for what those standards are, which goes back to every single one of them being incident reports, goes to cases of training inside the system, which isn't going to necessarily be solved. Those kids didn't necessarily care about those things. They didn't have those things. It might have been some stuff in the real world about some bully or some horse shit, but of course it's the crazy ideology that one person is like everybody else.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. Hope you had a terrific 4th of
somebody
July.
inside here what the system is.
What you may
it's
read
like clearly,
day in and day
well,
out,
you take out the lead of the captain.
Country.
I mean, that's the nature of America, and I don't mean to be disrespectful,
America's
but if it saved America, you mean you'd still be a cop. You'd still be whatever else you could be. It certainly works to your resume on things and the realtors on those things. But why would they give up? Just like anybody else. Why would they give up money? Why does anybody give up money?
Americans hate our own country.
When I,
if you made the mistake of going online this weekend,
there's certain deals. I remember something about somebody jacking up the price of a car in England or something like that, and they said if you did that in England, that would immediately be illegal. Well, freedom's a little bit different out here, but it does share that same reality. Gravity is gravity. The number is the number. Why you're charging more of this, or within a range of what that is, because, well, time dilation isn't just isn't the Blue Book or Project Blue Book on cars.
Announced that it's new
or
and
otherwise.
First priority.
Now this is a mechanic shop. They're not broken. They're not finished being built yet.
Mandatory in every classroom.
I mean that's the variable on here about what the output is.
The union declared
now
must teach children that quote.
I really can't.
White supremacy.
I never in our high school come out of anything that was. We learned about slavery. We learned about
patriarchy, capitalism.
The conquistadors
are embedded in every aspect of American society.
Does that make me racist for saying something physically happened on the map that I might not be right about? It's like, of course I'm not right about it. Fucking eschatology here.
That's what teachers will be telling your children.
If you miss something in there, it's gonna lead to 73 megaparsecs comparatively to 63. 100% of the time. That's a black body radiation math problem. Unless you like rename the definition of Uber. And believe me, you ain't beating Lagrangian or Maxwell.
Except it's not an African proverb.
You ain't.
Know thyself is, of course, Greek.
I don't know.
As any
Jonathan
Carter knows. It was inscribed by the ancient Greeks in
it's
the
a factory. It's general relativity.
But the teachers' union,
there's a lot of different ways to make peanut butter.
Know this.
Use hammer, use
not
blender.
Only are these people crazed ideologues,
but obviously,
they are stupid. Your children are being taught by some of the most ignorant people
I think
in
about
the country.
money. So I think about what's around me for electrons in the room. I think about how far they'll get. I think about what that does. Hopefully I train them to use that on me. If you know the number, you'll know the number. That's what this stuff's about in terms of the frames and the marshmallows and where are we going with this one? Yeah, I mean here, which is, we'll fix all the world's problems with something that literally has nothing to do with the problem. It's like that building, this place, that.
This is about the
like when you say somebody's racist, that's what it would be. That's what they did. You got to hit those cases.
Reverse racism have
right?
been the bread and butter of
if
the
it was the
Republican
retailer
system
or car dealerships that would sell something weird, I mean, Project Blue Book is Project Blue Book. You try to determine the value of a house.
It's not real. You imagined it. You're crazy.
They're not all just cul-de-sacs. They're not just all built by the same union on the code for what it is. You probably want something different in there. Unless you just want to live in a cube with a bed and a
subject no
fucking
normal person really
missionary
wants to
position,
obsess over,
well,
then you yourself are obsessed with race, and you must be stopped because you're dangerous.
all those missionaries.
That's what they're saying. Not just a few of them. All of them are saying that, and as always, they're saying it in unison. So what does the average person do about this? What does it take to fight back against it? And of course, you should be fighting back against it because everything is at stake. You can't have a multiracial democracy if people retreat into their tribes and hate each other, as this curriculum teaches them to do. So what do you do? Well, whatever you do, it's going to take some courage. Daniel Concannon learned that the hard way until a few weeks ago. Concannon was an administrator at Northwest Elementary School in Manchester, New Hampshire. Like so many school employees, he was then forced to participate in training about the fundamental moral flaws inherent to white people. As
Does
an
it mean
American
that you
and a
would
normal person,
isolate a kindergartner of any kind, or a 12th grader of any kind?
On the other hand,
those are
like
harassment
people, had very
cases.
little power to
That
do
would be
about it. He wasn't
that
a
would be a
rich
harassment
person. He was
case,
making about
as
30 grand
you know
a
when
year.
Karen
He
comes
needed a
rolling
job.
in there like, oh well, that's
But
what
in
you have to look at
his
the syllabus.
conscience would not
Yeah,
allow
anywhere's
him
in
to
here did your
participate
kid in a
something that was
class
poisonous. So he resigned.
have
If you get
anything
him
where
in,
the
look up his
trajectory on
resignation
that
letter.
where it
It's
was
online.
like
He ends it this
a
way,
white
quote,
guy come
"I
in
wish the
here
tribes
in a
and
room of
disciples at Manchester
multicolored
School District
people
nothing but
and
failure
immediately
in their
grabbed a hold of the
ongoing
reins and
quest
started
for
leading. I
civilizational
doubt it.
degradation.
I kind of doubt
I
it.
leave you with the
Yeah,
only
especially without
verbal
Matt.
response
It's like we
befitting an attempt
at what point in
anti-white
time here did they were like,
indoctrination.
oh, white
F
people
you.
just immediately get the
Well, it wasn't so long ago
well,
that
I
Daniel
go back to
Concannon and
well,
men
there
and
you go.
women like him
I'll
would
go
have been
back
considered
to
heroes. He's a man of
where it
conscience
is,
who's
where you
willing
will
to
see that that is
sacrifice
just
his own
obviously not
job
true.
to do the right thing. But he's not considered a hero anymore. In fact, he's been effectively disappeared. You may not have heard his name until tonight.
Well, that's the beauty of being able to sit
There aren't
here
a lot
like
of
this
Daniel
with a
Concannons out there, and that's the
open
point.
mindset.
The few
You
that
know,
arise are
I'm not going to
muted
fix
so
anything
that
out
no
here
one
by
will
talking
follow
some
them.
shit to it. But
Corporate
what I
media
can
has
do
no interest in
is
amplifying
begin to
your
parallel
story.
a system
With the
on
story of
this. I
this
could
guy.
say, hey,
This
water
man is a
cooler
father who showed
conversation.
up at a
That's
school
one of
board
those
meeting
things.
recently
I mean,
in
they didn't
Illinois
give me a
and decided to
syllabus. They
tell
didn't
a
give
few
me a
obvious
common
truths.
core, but
That's what he said.
You gonna deliberately teach kids this white kid right here got it better than you because he
I
white?
don't know.
You gonna
But
purposely
this
tell a
is
white
the kind of
kid,
ideology
the black
that it
people are all
takes
down
to
suppressed. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm
be
sitting here
able to
oppressed?
say
How do I get? First of all,
yes
time out.
or no.
We got 5 minutes now. 5 minutes. 2 medical degrees. No mom, no
It's
dad.
certainly not the rules
Worked my
of
way
order.
through college. Sat there and hustled my
I
butt
mean,
off
well,
to
let's
get
look
through
what we
college.
have in the White
Somebody
House.
look like all y'all white
Let's
folks
use the
catch
defense
me. Come on
secretary's
in.
bar
Are
here,
you
right?
serious? I do this stuff on a daily basis. I'm in the hood.
I've
I'm in the
seen
community.
generals
I'm out
do
there with
things.
folks
There was
in
a
their face.
map,
I've been doing
obviously
stuff since I was
tried and
18 years
true
old,
for
talking
them
to
to be
black folks. You know
selected
what?
to
None of
defense
them are
secretary
behind
in the
this
cabinet.
nonsense. Ain't not one
And
white
so,
person
in tone,
ever
we have to ask,
gonna
when
keep
have
any
we
of them
ever
from getting
heard
there.
the defense
So the
secretary talk
CRT
this
stuff,
way?
BS.
Let's go back to AC over there
Must
talking
be one of those
about
alt-right
ballistic
QAnon
or
people
Kentucky
CNN's always
ballistics,
warning
right?
you
Put a thumb
about.
in
It's
it.
BS, he said.
And you know,
And
his
heard the
donut
applause
news
in the
report
background.
for
The
what that was,
overwhelming majority of
probably not.
Americans and pollsters have found this
You
pretty
know,
clearly.
there's a
Think
reason
this is
that
insane.
42 is going to
I
put
think you
something
should judge
like in the
people by
back
what
end of
they
his
do,
video.
not on the
Oh, what's
basis of
that?
their
Dog
skin color.
shit
They
in the
believe in
studio?
Martin Luther King.
Why are you
So it is
screwing
BS.
on
In
that
fact, it's
pickle
more than
jar,
that. It's
AC?
civilization-ending poison. But it's everywhere. How widespread is it? Well, we can't really be sure until we finally get cameras in the classroom as we put them on the chests of police officers.
I'll say
Until we
poison.
finally
Remember
get a
the skyscape
civilian
in India?
review board in every town in America to oversee the people teaching your children, forming their
the
minds.
fire
And
in
let's
the
hope we get
ocean
both
of the
those
natural
very
gas
soon.
that was popping
But
up.
until we do, we can't know exactly how widespread this is.
Those are the
But they're
numbers that we
indications.
need. We need teams
We know
on
that
those
these
things. We need
ideas, this
security
poison, has
sets
made
on
it all
those
the way to
things. We
expensive
need
private
people with the
schools in
criteria for
Central
those
Ohio.
jobs to come in with
Columbus
the list. And that's
Academy,
general
among Columbus
relativity.
Academy, one of the
General
most prestigious
relativity is
schools in the
quite
state of Ohio.
fascist,
Tuition more than
Marxist,
30 grand
and
a year per
racist because
student.
there's no difference between the
In
terms.
the past year, Columbus
Only difference
Academy,
is
which
we're
has
gonna
a
set to the
long history
marks
of academic excellence,
of the fashion
has
of
become
security
race
guard.
obsessed. School administrators aren't working to help unwed teenage mothers or improve black
Capitalism of it.
neighborhoods. That might actually make the country better. If you want to talk about race, maybe you could
Like I
improve
said, the
someone's
numbers
life,
have been
but they're
working
not.
fine. You every
Instead,
once in
they're
a while
doing
you get an
what all guilty white
asshole out
liberals
there.
do. They've adopted the same
You got to deal with
familiar
the
racist
assholes.
curriculum.
You're not going to be
Some
able
people are
to
better than
train
other
this
people
out.
based on the color of
You're
their
not going to
skin.
be able to do it.
They've
As
been
soon as they had
teaching
an
them. And a lot of
advantage
parents
over
went along
the.
with it. They didn't say a word.
I mean,
they didn't know what was happening.
What do
or
you
they
think
were
the
too afraid to
trajectory
speak
is?
up.
Projectile
But
motion.
two mothers decided
I mean,
they
this is
weren't
what you
gonna have
teach
it,
them in
so they
school. When you
objected.
have an
Their names
advanced
are Andrea
model
Gross
on
and
what
Amy
that is,
Gonzalez.
you
And
can be
in
quite
January, they
dangerous.
decided we're going to fight this. We love the school and we're going to do something about it. it. So they founded a group called the Pro-Columbus Academy Coalition, and it was
Start going through
Pro-Columbus
sectors.
Academy.
Projectile
They wanted
motion
to
of
make the
media,
school
projectile
better.
motion of
Their
business,
mission was to
projectile
stop the
motion of
bigotry
education.
and return
Well,
Columbus
did you Pythagorean
Academy to its
theorem that?
academic mission,
If
teaching
no,
children to read, teaching them history, showing them how to do
How do you
math.
test somebody if they read? You hand them a
But the people
book,
who run Columbus
and you see how well
Academy
they do. If
didn't
in the
want to
group
hear
of
it. They didn't want
ages,
to have the
black,
conversation. They
white,
didn't want to listen.
Hispanic,
They wanted Gross
Russian.
and Gonzalez to shut up and go
Well,
away.
it's a little different with
But they
those
wouldn't.
Russians.
When you make a mother
no
mad
offense,
about her
Russia.
children, it's hard
there's
to
a
make her
language
shut up.
barrier thing first there.
So last
But
month,
why you think
instead
that
of
thing
punishing
wouldn't
them,
be here in
the school
anybody's
decided to
house
punish their
off
children.
of
Columbus Academy
Lagrangian
kicked their 3
backwards
daughters
Latin
out of school,
that you
expelled
need?
them for what their mothers did. So
Come on.
challenge the regime and we'll hurt your children.
I bet
The
they
Soviets
still.
did
I
it.
mean, if they were
Columbus
actually
Academy
smart,
did
what do you
it
do?
too.
You take out the
The
mathematicians.
school's headmistress that confirmed mediocrity called Melissa
fancy symbols
Soderberg
that don't
sent a letter
correlate to a
every
term
parent in the
have
school explaining why she was
30,000
punishing
different
the children for the
definitions,
sins of the parents.
and
But she didn't
one
write it
person
alone.
teaching it.
That letter was
And
signed by the head of the board.
any
someone
one
you
of
think
these
might
in the
know
Common
better, a local
Core-
developer called Jonathan Cass, someone with a job, but he signed it. According to Soderberg and Cass, by daring to complain about racism in the Columbus
Remember,
Academy
for my group over
curriculum,
here,
which is real, these 2 mothers
these are
had
people
caused,
that
quote, pain
by
and even
crime
fear for physical
are
safety
gonna get it, 'cause
among
why would they
students,
keep 'em here?
families, faculty,
well, it could be
and staff.
triggered, could be
In other
good
words,
reporting,
if you dare to
could be
question
marginal
us, we won't
reporting
disagree
over
with
the
you.
averages.
Will attack you, will hurt your children, and will accuse you
I don't know what number
of
they're
assault.
vectoring
It's a
for
physical crime.
the T30. I have
You're making
no
us
clue.
afraid.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.